Guys, so I did not watch NXT full time in 2015. I saw three of the TakeOver pay per views though that year. Well, probably three of the four, however many I had that year. TakeOver Unstoppable, TakeOver Brooklyn, one, and TakeOver London. All three of those were great pay per views. No doubt about it. They were three great pay per views. Of course, I didn't know much of the backstories at that time, which learned them eventually. No doubt about it, tonight solidified, in my opinion, the best year for NXT so far. I gotta say, I don't know if you guys agree with me or what, but the stacked roster, the countless number of great matches, and for the most part, takeovers seem to have been getting better and better and better. And I know I forgot to put my final grade for NXT Takeover War Games 2 in the description box, but I will fix that after this stream. But all I can say is I gave probably the lowest grade for a takeover this whole year, just a regular A, I'd say. And it was for Takeover Philadelphia. I can't remember if I gave that an A or an A plus. I think I gave it just an A. I think I gave anything an A minus, no B's, definitely not a C. I don't think that there's any chance a takeover could ever get a C with how great this brand is. The talent on this brand is absolutely stacked. The storytelling is just unreal. The chemistry, the near falls, just everything. It just capitalizes, it just shows why would any of these guys in NXT want to move up to the main roster? Maybe more pay, cool, but seriously, why would anyone, Tommaso Ciampa, Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano, The Undisputed Era, Ricochet, Pete Dunne, War Raiders, Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane, Matt Riddle even, everyone tonight, whether they won or lost their match, in my opinion, came out strong. Well, except Cash's Ono, but we'll talk about that one in a second. But yeah, so guys, what's going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you, and this is my live review of NXT TakeOver War Games 2, which took place, of course, tonight. Well, yesterday, since it is 2:34 in the morning here, at the Staples Center in LA, which will be also the home for Survivor Series in less than 24 hours, which I will be watching later on at a friend's house. So I will be reviewing it when I get back afterwards. I said before, these takeover specials have just knocked the ball out of the ballpark. It's not like, oh, there are good shows, but the main roster pay-per-views don't have much of a chance. The main roster pay-per-views don't stand a single chance compared to the takeovers that what we are getting today. And if this talent keeps up, the guys coming in, working with these guys are just adapting off of them. It'll be a long time before the main roster can beat any takeover pay-per-view, in my opinion, especially here in 2018. What can I say? A show was supposed to get 4 matches. We technically had 5 tonight, but unreal. But let's get right to it because I don't want to stay on the stream too late. I mean, I want to talk about these matches very well, but again, I worked 11 hours today. I'm tired. So let's get right to this pay-per-view. First, I checked the live chat. I saw a conversation going on between Larry and Mark. Let's see if we got anybody else in the live chat. We see here. Takeover was perfection. Larry says, good luck Survivor Series. Damn, for sure. It was awesome. No way Survivor Series tops that. You're right, indeed, Mark. Oh my God, Mark now multiple times tonight. That's more because it was so awesome, especially in one particular match. I gotta say, all the matches were great. Several classics tonight, but there is one match in particular I think may have been my match of the year. Another one came very close. I think one has a good shot at being my match of the year this year. Please don't push Ricochet to the moon. This guy is so sick. Indeed, he is. The favorite moment was the Ricochet spot with that with that 450 off the cage or whatever the heck he did. Um, that's all right. Want to know what else would have been sick? Um, don't worry about it, Larry. It happens. If Pete Dunne had busted out of that cage, yeah, if he would have been able to, rip the chain off or whatnot, no one's really done it. They had to use bolt cutters, but we'll talk about that later on. Black and Gargano versus Gargano was my favorite match of this pay-per-view. He said, wrestling perfection. Everyone in the War Games match was an ROH except for Pete Dunne. That is true, Elite Squad. Thank you for mentioning that. That first match was funny because it ended so quick. Oh my goodness! And yes, good morning indeed. It's 6:35 there in Austria. Yeah, we did have 5 matches instead of 4. But yes, it's 6:35 or whatever in the morning out there for you, Larry. It's 2:37 currently right now. But so again, I want to get through this. I want to talk about these in depth. But again, I want to just talk about these matches, and I'm going to bed because I'm tired. Again, I have a long day. I worked 11 hours today. But let's get right into it. So you open up the show. Again, first one was supposed to get 4 matches, and it sounded like we were supposed to be getting Cassius Ohno versus Matt Riddle, probably at like the dark match show we get on Wednesdays or NXT. Which again, depending how it is, I don't usually always review the Fallout show for my takeover because it's basically just a recap of what happened at the pay-per-view. And rather than me talking about the pay-per-view twice, I'm like, don't worry about it. Unless if something good happens on the show, like a debut or whatnot, or some good storytelling, I will review NXT still this coming Wednesday. But anyway, so first, we're going to get Matt Riddle and Cassius Ohno on this coming Wednesday. Now, is it just me also? I must make this comment. Or whenever everybody hears Matt Riddle's theme music, I always think of that song "Wiggle Wiggle," like "Wiggle Wiggle," do 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 do, "Wiggle Wiggle Wiggle." I don't know why the way it sounds at the beginning, like do 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 do, like some sort of. I keep thinking, is this Wiggle Wiggle or not? But it isn't. Of course, it's of course to his whole him being the king of bros. I was trying to say, bro. He comes out and he basically calls out Cassius Ohno, like, well, why do we have to wait till Wednesday where we can, just do this right here, right now, pretty much. Ohno comes out and pretty much is like, first makes sense that he wasn't, you think, Matt making a stupid decision, so I'm going to get in there and teach you a lesson, whatnot, pretty much. The bell rings and Matt Riddle just hits that running side knee strike thing. He hits, whatever the heck they call it, into Ohno's jaw. 1, 2, 3. I believe it was only like a 7-second match, not even that. And just like that, Matt Riddle wins the match, just puts away and just shuts up Cassius Ohno. He gets up, of course, like trying to like get Riddle to fight him again, but he leaves the ring and he walks away, and Ohno's just like stunned as happened to him. So I don't know where that leads. I mean, it was just a dud squash, pretty much, somewhat. But maybe we will, of course, be getting another match between them either this Wednesday or in the upcoming weeks, because obviously again Cassius Ohno has been frustrated and no one talks about him anymore, but he wants to show up these new shiny toys that he apparently likes to break, as he said recently. So we'll see what happens in the upcoming weeks, I guess. Like Cassius Ohno, of course, people are saying he is heel. I still don't think he's full heel yet. I think he's just he's shown his frustrations, but I don't think he has absolutely like snapped quite yet. He's just targeting the baby faces, but he's just right now all talk. He's not, beating anybody in the ring pretty much. Well, besides jobbers, but he's not like pulling any heel tactics physically right now. What I'm trying to say. So kind of like setting the tone for things to come pretty much with that. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Cassius Ohno gets knocked out in just a couple seconds by Matt Riddle. Bro, as I must say. But that was our little, impromptu match we got. The second match we got was the 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Women's Championship between Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane. Good amount happened during this match. This was a pretty good, supposed to be the opening match, but the squash is kind of open. But this is technically what the opening match was supposed to get. It seemed like, again, I thought it was going to be Black and Gargano, but ends up being the women. Really good match, I thought. It just continues on with this whole thing with Shayna Baszler, just picking at Kairi saying, you know, oh, you got get lucky against me. You have nothing against me with this whole, you know, have a killer instinct and whatnot. And she's really been bringing out more of like an aggressive side with Kairi saying, not like in like a heel side, but like an aggressive side that just, you know, shows that, you know, she's coming, that she's well prepared for Shayna Baszler. Now, I was of course hoping, okay, if Kairi would win this match, or even like, you know, if she gets a pinfall, don't make it look like a fluke or anything like that for her, because I think, you know, of course, her getting that role the way she did and then losing at Evolution, you know, having her just, you know, not even like, you know, her just like, you know, get like a good, like a strong looking pinfall victory, or even one of the pins for 2 out of 3 falls. Yeah. Of course, you know, it should be in the match that these two came very prepared to face each other. Of course, you know, things got a little tricky because just like Evolution, out came Jessamine Duke, who I still can't believe how tall she is. I don't know, I never really seen much of Jessamine Duke before, but I hear the name thinking, it's just probably some, you know, girl 5'5", blonde, maybe, I don't know, but she comes out and she's a big girl pretty much. And then Marina Schaefer comes out also. And whenever Shayna Baszler's rolled up in the corner, I kind of looked like she trying to fake like an injury or something like that, or just fake being like, you know, beaten down or whatnot. They attacked Kairi Sane, and with the help of that, she was able to get Kairi to tap out. Well, if it was a 2 out of 3 falls match, and she had like nowhere to escape, right? I'm just like, you know, passing out. She just like, you know, she tapped out just to like save up on some stamina. And of course, then looked like that, you know, things were getting a little more crazier because Duke and Schaefer was still, you know, getting involved in the match. It eventually led to, you know, Sane and Baszler brawling outside the ring as well. There were several times also where, you know, she was trying to get the Karafuda clutch on Kairi again, but Kairi was able to roll to the ropes and break it off. But you know, Duke and Schaefer kept, you know, getting involved in the match to try and distract Kairi and throw her off. It eventually led to this sick moment where Kairi Sane hits an elbow drop. Well, she breaks free and beats down like both of the girls outside, and then Shayna gets out there. She hits an elbow drop on the 3 of them, knocking them all down, getting Shayna back into the ring. She's able to hit the flying elbow drop on her to get a pinfall. It was to even up the score at 1. But then once again, you know, the girls came back and trying, you know, to, you know, get the numbers advantage to catch up to a Kairi Sane. But then we had Dakota Kai come running out, and she started attacking Duke and Schaefer, and that kind of interested me a little bit because I was saying for months until Kairi Sane dethroned Shayna. I kind of stopped saying that. I kept saying for months that I wanted to see Dakota Kai be the one to dethrone Kairi Sane. I mean to dethrone Shayna Baszler because of the history they have. You know, again, both their debut matches in January this past year. That this those moments that have led to, you know, Dakota Kai being terrified of Shayna Baszler. Yes, they did have a match, you know, months later for the NXT Women's Championship, but it was always that, you know, Dakota Kai wasn't as seasoned in as she is now. As I keep pointing over, you know, how good she's doing on NXT UK compared to NXT, which I keep saying this as far as that goes. Again, Dakota Kai is great, don't get me wrong, but again, she didn't feel like she was as big of a deal on NXT. On NXT UK, she's a bigger deal, but this made her feel like she was going up another level on NXT as well. She comes out, and again, remembering that history I have, I'm thinking, oh, so she might be getting involved with this some ways, but of course, you know, wanting to get revenge on, you know, what all Shane has done for her, and show that she's not afraid of her anymore. Coming out there and she starts brawling with Duke and Schaefer, who was still attacking Dakota Kai, and so she was 2-on-1 teamed up on, and then it starts cheering again. I'm like, who's coming out now? Like, who could it be? And it was none other than the runner-up from the Mae Young Classic this year, Io Shirai, Kairi Sane's best friend in real life. Also, she comes out, gets to the top rope, and does that sick-looking moonsault that she did. That was her finisher, taking out everyone outside the ring. It looked like it was setting up Kairi to get the victory over Shayna. She wanted to hit another flying elbow drop, but then Shayna did this nice counter, catching her elbow and rolling her up. It looked like at first Kairi did, like, her shoulder did get up before the count of 3, but the referee didn't count it. And just like off of a fluke roll up after, Shane had a nice looking counter from the flying elbow drop, or the insane elbow. I'm sorry. And Shayna Baszler retained the championship, which, even though, again, I'll be honest again, I picked Kairi to win the title back because I thought she was going to go on to face Bianca Belair, and Bianca would dethrone her. But hey, obviously Shayna Baszler, if she's starting this new stable course with her friends Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shafir, obviously you want to see her get a few wins here to make them look like strong stable. They're going to lose when their first few outings. Obviously, it's not going to quite work out. So I don't know if we're being like a 6-woman tag match against these with these 6, or maybe we can get like a fatal 4-way at TakeOver Phoenix with Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, and Bianca Belair, or even Io Shirai in there instead of Kairi Sane, since Kairi's had her opportunities now. Not too sure. Again, that roll-up victory towards the end looked a little bit curious to me. I thought first Kairi may have had her shoulder up, but she didn't. And again, so obviously, I predicted, I thought we were going to get like a tease. We can still get a tease tomorrow for something with the 4 horsewomen of WWE versus 4 horsewomen of MMA, maybe. But I don't think it's going to be like a hard tease. I don't think it's going to get too physical or anything. You know what I mean? But obviously, Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shafir still probably need some time. Like, if Shayna Baszler was not going to go up to the main roster right away, I'm pretty sure Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shafir are not going to go up either, unless they have a better history than Shayna Baszler, if you know what I mean. So so I guess I'm saying now we'll probably see Shayna Baszler up after WrestleMania, which I'm pretty sure is when things are going to start getting more serious for the build for the 4 horsewoman versus 4 horsewoman match, which again, I'm going to predict either takes place next year's SummerSlam or the main event of next year's Evolution pay-per-view, as I keep saying. So Shayna Baszler retains. No harm done. Again, it's probably just a way to help, Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shafir look strong. But it looks like Dakota Kai might be trying to give all the title picture here. And Io Shirai is officially in NXT now. So I'm excited. Looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. Check the live chat here really fast. We had 5 matches. 8, Mike. The ending did tease Ricochet versus Pete Dunne. We'll talk about that as well. 8:37. Matt Riddle's theme gives me a strange drug vibe. Oh, goodness. It's like being on some sort of trip somewhat, which would totally fit with Riddle's love for certain activities. Oh, well, bro. He thought that Black Gargano would open too, but wasn't too happy with the outcome of the women's match, he said, which is totally fine. How is anybody supposed to beat Baszler when she has backup? Pretty much. That is a good question. Hello, Kairi. She's way too cute and still kicks ass, pretty much. And I don't see the WWE giving the title to Dakota. Maybe not yet, at least definitely. Maybe again on NXT UK. But I still think she just has a ways to go before winning the title. But again, we'll see what happens. She definitely has improved, I felt, though, in my opinion. Let's see here. He marked out when EO came out for some reason, which is completely cool. He could see Kairi, Velveteen, and Johnny getting called up. Johnny, not yet, I feel, because I feel like there's still unfinished business down there. I'll tell you where I think he's going to go based on what I saw tonight. I was just like, Aleister Black's getting called up yet because he's probably going to go get his NXT Championship rematch now. Well, of course, I haven't talked about the match yet. Kairi Sane, maybe. If they're not going to keep her in the title picture in NXT, she might get called up soon. Velveteen Dream, I'm starting to think is. Of all the ones you mentioned, Mark, I think the Velveteen Dream is most likely to get called up this week. I feel. Um, yeah, Larry thinks Johnny has some things left in NXT, which may be true, but we'll wait and see. But I'll tell you, of course, my long-term booking, which will actually lead me into the next match that we had from tonight, which was Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano. Man, I've wanted to see this match for months. Ever since Aleister Black won the NXT Championship, this is a match I wanted to see for a long time. And we were supposed to get it again once for the NXT Championship before Tommaso Ciampa attacked Johnny. Then we had a match between them before TakeOver Brooklyn 4, since Johnny costed Aleister his championship accidentally. And that felt like a legitimate fight. Like, it didn't have like a finish, of course, because Ciampa interfered, but it felt like more of a fight than an actual match. And I think for this match, we kind of got both, and the storytelling there as well. Of course, Johnny Gargano coming out, obviously his Titantron changed a little bit to like a different face. He definitely has a little bit of an attitude, but showing that, hey, people still like me here, which is me still saying, okay, Johnny obviously is slowly like embracing more of the heel side, but again, I still think he needs that one thing before I can flat out consider him a full-fledged heel, and that is officially reteaming with Tommaso Ciampa. That is when I'll say, okay, Johnny Gargano is a full-fledged heel. He is definitely at least tweener right now, but he is slowly embracing that heel side, that dark side more and more. He did tonight, being a little more cocky in the ring and whatnot. Aleister Black came out, which is the first time I think Aleister's had a match since I think that match was Johnny back before TakeOver Brooklyn 4. Because it was the NXT Championship match where he dropped the title to Ciampa, and that match was Johnny Gargano. Of course, I miss hearing that badass entrance music he has. Of course, Tommaso Ciampa is kind of outdoing it at the moment, sorry to say. Of course, with the candles and all that. Although, also the point also to show there wasn't really any big special entrances like that we sometimes get. So one song I was really hoping for a special entrance. We all know that, of course, we didn't get it. But anyways, about this match, Johnny pretty much just trash talking Black at the beginning. He slaps across the face, and it was just on. It was just on. It was war. These two had counters for everything they threw to each other, most part, and the mind games as well. A couple times, Aleister Black one time, did this thing where he goes to run to the ropes and he just like pulls back and he just like spins around, lands, and just gets in the meditation position. Johnny Gargano like literally snuck around and kicked him in the head. And the next 2 or 3 times that Johnny tried to do that in this match, Aleister was just right there prepared for him. Which had another good spot. I remember where Johnny hit a slingshot DDT on Black on the outside of the ring, got him back into the ring, and did it again on him pretty much, just like 2 in a row. And then, of course, there was a couple other moments in this match I can remember off the top of my head. It was getting like probably like 3/4 way through the match, there was a moment where Johnny Gargano kind of started like bringing back the whole DIY thing, do the thing where he goes like this and goes for the kick, setting up Aleister, but Aleister just sits up, looks at him, he's like, "Come on, we're gonna do, Johnny. You gonna throw your best shot at me, huh? You gonna throw your best shot at me, whatnot?" And then of course the ball continues again. They kind of like just like tricked each other into it, whatnot. But just so much great back and forth action, just the great storytelling with the trash talking, and Johnny slowly embracing that darker side more and more that throughout this match. Even though again, this the story about, hey, Aleister is just in the way, nothing personal, just collateral damage and whatnot. But it seemed to even get even more personal as this match just went on. Like there was no smiling from Aleister Black this entire match. Johnny Gargano, of course, was smiling, of course, when he was trying to be, cocky, like, yeah, I got this, all guys here. And of course, there was the second time he put the Gargano escape on Aleister Black. I thought he could have gotten in the tap there, but he didn't. And then there comes this part towards the end of the match where like Johnny realizes he's pretty much doomed, and he was like, I'm sorry, just finish me." Like he was just like giving up, like pretty much saying, "You know what, I don't know who I am anymore, whatnot. Just give it to me, just give me, hit me with the black mass and whatnot." And it looked like he literally was going to just let Aleister Black just finish him like that. But then Johnny just tricks him, ducks from the black mass, which he ducked like from so many of Aleister's vicious kicks in this match. Rolled up, and he tries to go for a roll up on Aleister Black, but Aleister kicks out, and then I'm trying to remember how they get to the. I think it was Johnny went for another like tried to go for another slingshot DDT outside, but Aleister got his knee up and hit Johnny in the face. With it, he got back into the ring, and then he got Johnny down again. He hit one black mass, but then Johnny just instead of just falling like flat down, he just like it was like he was stunned, fell right in between Aleister's nipples. And his head just rested on Aleister's chest. Aleister's thinking like, you know what, this is not it. He picks him up, grabs him by the face, and just says, "I absolve you of your sins," pretty much. And it's one more black mass on Johnny Gargano. 1, 2, 3. Aleister Black wins the match. I know I picked Johnny, but this match again, maybe the best or at least the second best match this night, but that is still saying something. Johnny Gargano was in all 5 takeovers this year, and all 5 of them he put on classics. With the weakest one, I still say the last man standing match, because although it was a phenomenal match, of course, as Ciampa and Gargano always put on, it didn't feel like it was that much different from the Chicago street fight. But then again, they kind of ran to a dead end there because Black was unable to compete due to his groin injury. But literally, Johnny Gargano put on a match of the year candidate at TakeOver Philadelphia with Andrade Cien Almas. He put on a classic in the main event of NXT TakeOver New Orleans with that emotional roller coaster ride of an unsanctioned match to get his job back. The Chicago street fight, of the 3 matches that Ciampa and Gargano had this year, I think the Chicago street fight was my favorite. The last man standing match, despite not feeling too much different from the Chicago street fight, was good. And this match with Aleister Black and all the counters and whatnot, again, like that the 2 slingshot DDTs that he hit on Aleister, and of course, the spots where Gargano's kind of teasing the whole DIY thing again, and then when first he's telling Gargano, just finish me, he's just going to hand to him, and then just tricks him into that, and of course that ending with the 2 black mass and "I absolve you of your sins," and it's like hits that last one just for another good measure. Great storytelling, great wrestling. Again, both these guys are awesome. That's why they're 2 of my favorites. That's why I have both of their T-shirts in my closet. They're even like Johnny Gargano, who is the biggest babyface in NXT this year, has transitioned into this more tweener / heel role, this more dark side, and it's working. It is working because Johnny Gargano is becoming exactly who he despises, and that is Tommaso Ciampa. He's just slowly embracing that dark side more. He's becoming more and more evil, as he says. They say no man has ever truly won. No man is, no man is ever truly good. No man is ever truly evil. But he really seemed to enjoy that dark side. But what's next for Johnny? Well, Aleister, I think, since he beat Johnny, is going to be going back after the NXT Championship again. For Johnny, though, I'll explain in a second. But let's check the live chat once again. But yeah, another classic, definitely. Johnny Gargano in 11 takeovers put on how many classics? I mean, even the matches that weren't like classics were great matches. Well, I'm trying to think here. I think it was 11 matches. Classic here. TakeOver Brooklyn was great. Chicago Street Fight unsanctioned. Philadelphia's match was awesome. Was he? And I don't think he was in War Games. I don't think he was at War Games. The opening match for TakeOver Brooklyn 3 was awesome with him and Almas. Of course, we had the ladder match where him and Ciampa, Ciampa turned on him. The NXT Tag Championship Triple Threat match at NXT TakeOver Orlando was my tag match of the year. Of course, their match Oz the Pain and TakeOver San Antonio was good, and then their 2 matches against Revival. Well, the second one was definitely probably the best match of 2015. Well, at least tag matches, but yeah, just putting on a bunch of classics. Hats off to you, Johnny. You're awesome, man. Whether you're embracing this dark side or not, still always rooting for you, my friend. Let's check the live chat. Let's see here. Let's see, where were we at? Kyrie and Dream are rumored to be called up, I think. Interesting. Nikki Cross, or is his prediction, which is most likely that one too. Velveteen Dream on the main roster. Johnny Wrestling is heel Mike, not the typical heel, but still heel. Which again, I'm seeing it again, but I need to see that one more thing to say, okay, yeah, he's full fledged. Mark's favorite match was a tie between Black, Gargano, and the War Games matches, which were both pretty good. The Ricochet moment, of course, was awesome as well. Believe it or not, it was the very first War Games match I ever seen. You didn't see last year's? Wow. That last year's was the first match I didn't see. The story they told was perfect. I'm slowly warming up to Johnny. Do we say like that? Warming up, helping Mike, which, if that's what you want to say, that's going to be fine. What's up, Dakota? Saying the best match in a long time. Ciampa versus Dream. Ciampa still shouldn't have kicked out. We'll talk about that match in a second. No, Mark, I'm still pretty new to the NXT product. Started watching NXT in April with the WrestleMania pay-per-view. Nice. Is Gargano good again since Aleister erased the darkness in him? We'll get to that in a second. Who do you see next in line to challenge for the tag team and NXT title? Probably War Raiders getting another NXT title match, tag title match, and probably Black's going to get an NXT title match. Dream won me over big time. Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. Mark thought Dream had when he hit that finisher towards the end. Johnny needs to walk on that dark path for a while. It will only help making him feel more important when he's finally babyface again. Gargano gave the fan a high five, so I don't think he is. I didn't see last year's. I love when Dream did Hogan Ric Flair's moves. I did too. Matt Riddle squashing Ono was hilarious. That's the story to Dakota. Johnny thinks he's the good guy in all this, and this is done to get him way more heat, which we'll talk about that in a second a little more, because first I need to talk about the NXT Championship match. Tommaso Ciampa versus Velveteen Dream. I knew this match was going to be good, but like Dakota says, this is the match. I mean, Gargano and Black is definitely a match of the year candidate as well. But the match I still like just a little bit better is Velveteen Dream and Tommaso Ciampa. What a ride this was, with all those deadly near falls in there, just the crazy ass moments that they performed in this match, with Velveteen Dream going Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and even putting like Ric Flair's moves out there, just pulling out all the stops. This match, in my opinion, was both of these guys' best matches. I mean, maybe, some matches with Johnny Gargano, yes, but Velveteen Dream's match for sure the best one. I mean, his match with Aleister Black and Ricochet were great as well. I think this one outdid both of them. This match was just unreal from the get-go. Velveteen Dream coming out, of course, and with like the Hogan, thing on his forehead. And then, of course, the mind games playing with each other pretty much about being in the spotlight and whatnot. To, man, what can I really say about this? Tommaso Ciampa trying to go away from the championship, walk away with the championship. But I think, he's taking the championship. He was going to use it as a weapon on Velveteen Dream, which that's where I think the match really cranked into a big high gear, I felt. Because we saw Velveteen Dream kick out of that DDT that, of course, even though it wasn't on exposed wood like it was Johnny Gargano, not many people will kick out of that. To of course the moment also where I think Ciampa was opened up the floor. Like he was trying to not open up as much as he did, but he couldn't get them split open. The hit the drape and DDT on the exposed floor. Like Dream just pushing out of it and just getting over and tumbling over top of the announce tables again. These two, even also like Black and Gargano, had just so many near falls in there, and not near falls, but so many counters. So, like everything they had pretty much just like these two just literally could not knock the other one down. It was that insane of a match. Again, there was moments there where Velveteen Dream was acknowledging the crowd, which is making me feel that Dream is not so much a tweener anymore. I think he's really embracing more of a babyface character, which I think it was time to definitely give him that. Of course, hopefully it's not because they're going to bring him to the main roster, making the next Roman Reigns. I've heard rumors like, please don't do that to Velveteen Dream. Yes, he can be world champion. Yes, he can main event WrestleMania Sunday, but don't Roman Reigns push him. Please, under any circumstances, do not ruin the Velveteen Dream. The long way he has come, don't even think about ruining this guy. Yeah, he had the sequences where he was doing the Hogan's moves and whatnot. Even the leg drops and everything. He must have did like 3 of them on him. But anyways, fast forwarding back there, towards the end of the match, wherever he's Ciampa was trying to hit Dream with that draping DDT onto the exposed floor. And then Dream was and they tumbled over top of the announce table. And then looks like Ciampa threw some type of papers or something at Mauro Ranallo, poor Mauro, which once again he rocked on commentary tonight. He was just just shocked as hell that that Tommaso did that to him. To then all of a sudden turn right around and Velveteen Dream hit a Dream Valley driver on the floor. On Ciampa, tosses him in the ring, hits the purple Rainmaker. Again, we all thought he had it right there. We all thought so. Oh, and also another good near fall I forgot to mention also was when he did that twisting DDT onto Ciampa on top of the championship, and also Dream kicked out of the Project Ciampa finisher that Ciampa does. But anyway, so yeah, Dream hits that that Dream Valley driver on the floor, throws Ciampa into the ring, hits the purple Rainmaker, which again is one of my favorite finishes because again I'm always just amazed how high Dream can get with that, and most of us thought he had it, but he kicked out of it. And then immediately Ciampa tries to roll out of the ring. Dream tries to go up top again. That hit the purple Rainmaker on the apron, gets out of the way. Dream's elbow hits right off the floor, and then sets up for Ciampa to literally get into the ring and hit the draping DDT thing again on the steel that was in between both of the rings, since there was 2 rings there for the War Games match, and that's what knocks out Dream cold, and that's what gets Tommaso Ciampa give him the pin. Keep in mind also there was a spot very early on in the match also. It looked like he knocked out Dream also. And Dream was stuck in the match like a total badass. This match, again, was unreal. The near falls, the mind games, the drama back and forth. Especially, I swore that Velveteen Dream had that match won with that purple Rainmaker. Man, again, this may be my match of the year. So much drama in this match again. I did not. I mean, going to this match, my pick was Ciampa, but it started to make me doubt that Ciampa was going to win this match, with just how great Dream was in this match. He may have lost this match, but he won big time in this match also, in general. Just a great match, the great near falls, the mind games, again, the physicality, the storytelling, the character development, everything. Again, Black and Gargano was a classic. This just outdid it in my opinion. Great match. Hats off to both of these guys. They literally deserve Oscars for this. They do. And we'll see what happens next. Now, of course, in my predictions video, I thought Johnny was going to interfere and cost Velveteen Dream the match and team up with Tommaso Ciampa. It didn't happen now, but my thing is that even though Johnny lost, and you guys were right to say in the live chat how Black's goal was to knock the darkness out of Johnny Gargano, but I don't think that's completely going to work. I think Johnny's going to want to get his revenge, and he's going to align with Tommaso Ciampa to feel like yes, Tim's claiming he's the hero when he's failed us and let us down is definitely going to give him heat. And I think to fully, cement that, he's got to realize, he's dug a deeper hole now with this loss to Black. So in order for him to try to get close to Ciampa, he has to pair up with him again. And as I said, also, the Gargano and Ciampa situation is a situation where they're both going to be able to the main roster, but one can't go up looking stronger than the other or whatnot. Like, really, I really think these two should team up, go to the main roster as a team. And that's where, excuse me, even if it's for WrestleMania, that's where Johnny splits from Ciampa. Johnny turns on Ciampa and turns babyface again, and they finish their feud up on the main roster, where the loser goes to the opposing reign. Like, really, these two are just so great that you have to have some good story for them to go to the main roster. Again, you can't just have, like, Johnny finally, beat Ciampa for the NXT Championship, but then Ciampa loses, but he goes to the main roster. Johnny won, he's still down NXT. Like, you know what I mean? Like, both these guys had to get to the main roster some way without one looking weird the other. Like, it worked for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn because of Sami Zayn's injury. Kevin Owens obviously overpowered him, swept right by him. Sami had to give him his comeuppance when he came to the main roster. But that's things that happen. Sometime before NXT TakeOver Phoenix, I think Johnny Gargano will team back up with Tommaso Ciampa being his corner for his match at NXT TakeOver Phoenix, which I'm going to predict is going to be the rematch between Tommaso Ciampa and Aleister Black. And if you thought they put on a good match just on NXT TV, I'm pretty sure they'll put on an even better match on pay-per-view. But yeah, Tommaso Ciampa wins. Again, by possible match of the year. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Where were we at? It is psychology. I like Gargano and Black way more than Dream and Ciampa for some reason. And call me crazy, but I still don't like the Dream. Don't know what it is. I can't get on his side. No. No worries, Larry. Oh, I meant to ask Mike, to make Jeff Daniels next opponent for W title, could you see him as a sole survivor for SmackDown Live? Possibly. What a match. Simply amazing. I gave TakeOver War Games 10 stars. 8 out of 10 for him, Larry says. Every match was really good, and Mike Sane kicked out. Yes, she did kick out. Really? But the ref still counted 3. Which, yeah, might have been a misprint. Hang on. There we go. Thank you guys for sticking up for me about that. That person just made the list. Mamma Mia for sure. Ronaldo annoyed me with the Mamma Mia. It's okay to use it, but not every 5 minutes. That's called overkill. Kind of true. Yeah. A cup of haters. I did. Don't worry. Yep, problem was solved. Pretty much. But let's get to the main event, of course, because again, it's quarter after 3, and I gotta get up in like 6 hours. 6 hours, anyways. But I'm going to talk about this last match, so let's get right to it. The main event was the War Games match, as so needed. Now, last year, of course, it was 3 teams. This year, it was 2 teams of 4. Last year was 3 teams of 3. And I think last year was the each team, the remaining members of each team were in one of the cages, and then every 5 minutes, the cage was released, opened up for another team that was randomly picked to enter the match. This year, of course, it was every 5. Well, first after 5 minutes the first 5 minutes, one person was released from the team who won the singles match for the advantage, which was Undisputed Era. And then, of course, afterwards, every 3 minutes, they would alternate back and forth till all the rest of the wrestlers got into the ring. Started off with Adam Cole and Ricochet, which worked for me because, they put on another really great match at TakeOver Brooklyn 4 this year. Just good action. Of course, the first, until all the members enter the match doesn't officially begin. It's just everybody beating the hell out of each other for a good, 15, 20, probably longer than that. 5. I'm not going to try to figure it out right now. But we have a lot of this people beating the crap out of himself for a lot of time. Now, of course, the interesting part though came whenever, of course, well, first of all, I have to mention also that every time the babyface team's cage opened, it always seemed like that Pete Dunne was trying to fight to get out, but the War Raiders were holding him back. Now, I did hear rumors that Pete Dunne was injured, and I did look up that he has been apparently suffering from a foot injury. And I think it did kind of show in this match. I mean, I still love this match, but I feel like it could have been even better if Pete Dunne was 100% because he didn't quite, I mean, besides him using just breaking people's fingers off, that was mostly what I saw from most of this match. I know he can do a lot more, but once again, he felt limited because of his injury. But then when Bobby Fish, who's the last member of Undisputed Era, got released from his cage, he went over, grabbed the key off the referee, took the lock from his cage, and double locked Pete Dunne's door and threw the key into the crowd. Now, me thinking, like, doesn't this guy know that they probably carry bolt cutters backstage somewhere? But of course, either way, it gave them time to go in there and just beat the crap out of everyone else, pulling out all those chairs with the Undisputed Era logo on it, beating down everybody else in the match. And finally, when the bolt cutters came and Pete Dunne was released, he came down and he started pulling out the rest of the weapons because, once again, you cannot leave the cage once you're in the match. If you escape the cage, then your team forfeits in a War Games match. You only win by pinfall or submission. There's a lot of good spots still in this match. Of course, the Ricochet spot towards the end of the match where he did like the big 450 or whatnot from the top of the cage onto everyone else. I think Bobby Fish speared, I think it was Rowe into the tables. Hansen had that diving splash from the top rope from the other second ring onto the other ring on the right. I'm trying to think what else we got there. We had a couple really good spots in this match, of course. Roderick Strong got into the match. I remember he kind of, took charge of this match and like was really taking people down. Because this actually, again, Roderick Strong was in last year's War Games match also, but except he was with the Authors of Pain, which again was a very random pairing, but it is what it is. Of course, also towards the end, also we had Adam Cole climb to the top of the cage. Ricochet gets back in, and Kyle O'Reilly. Or was it Roderick Strong? One of the two. No, it was Kyle O'Reilly's team to try to, team up with Adam Cole to knock Ricochet out. That way, Undisputed Era would win. But unfortunately, it didn't work out as Hansen got up there and everybody else starts climbing up, trying to, get the other ones down. Hansen does this big, just takes everyone down from the cage except for Ricochet, which eventually led to Ricochet doing the 450. And of course, I liked the part also where they had the chain wrapped around Pete Dunne's injured leg. Well, that has the bad foot, of course. But they try to sell more of like a knee injury, it seems like. But they pretty much had all members of Undisputed Era surrounding Dunne, and the rest of the team, like the War Raiders and Ricochet, could not get over there without being beat down. But then Ricochet starts just flying over everyone else just to get in there to save Pete Dunne. A couple other good spots came off the top of my head right now, but eventually what happened was once everybody else was down, Adam Cole was working on Pete Dunne, of course, with his injury, and they kept targeting him because of that. But then Dunne would hit the bitter end, and then Ricochet hit the 450 splash, and they would both pin Adam Cole to get the victory. Which again, I was saying, I think I did pick the babyface team to win, but I did say I wouldn't be surprised if the Undisputed Era would have won. They're trying to make War Games their match, which I said if that was the case, then they would have them probably pin Ricochet so Adam Cole can get his one-on-one rematch for the NXT Record Championship. But it's obvious also that the War Raiders going to be the next NXT Tag Team Champions, which I thought they were going to get the pin, but it was Dunne and Ricochet, and like we mentioned in a lot of chat, like Dunne was still kind of staring down that NXT North American Championship. Obviously, they have unfinished business with that since the Undisputed Era interrupted their match, of course, since Adam Cole was still involved with that. So maybe we might get another rematch for the title match. Maybe we'll get it on pay-per-view next at NXT TakeOver Phoenix. We could. I'm pretty sure we could see that happen at TakeOver Phoenix. That could be another great addition to that card. Again, they had a great match, of course, a few months ago. And, of course, if that's the case, I'm sure they can do it again pretty much. Obviously, again, I still think, War Raiders probably get another shot for the NXT tag titles. Yeah, hopefully Pete Dunne gets healthy again because, again, of his foot injury. And we'll see where it goes from there. But again, a good match. Wasn't really too many, near falls. There were some, but not too many near falls, which kind of took me out a little bit from the match. But again, the match was still great. Can't take away from it. And also, like I said before, I'm sure it probably would have been even better if Pete Dunne wasn't injured. But again, he still did the best he could while being injured. But I still thought it was a great match, a great main event. Not sure which one I liked a little bit better. I mean, last year's, there wasn't really one person. Yeah, Ricochet probably was the best in this match, but I still felt he didn't quite have as big of a performance as Killian Dane did in last year's War Games match. But don't get me wrong, Ricochet still did awesome in this match. But I still like Killian Dane's performance from last year's a little bit better. But that's how he went off the air from another awesome NXT pay-per-view. Gotta give it an A+. I have to give it an A+. Again, just give the edge to match of the night to Dream and Ciampa. But, all the matches were good. Again, the War Games match was great. Gargano and Black was great. Even the 2 out of 3 falls match for the women's title was great. Well, it sucks to be Cash's owner, let's put it that way, for getting squashed by Matt Riddle like he did. But, it doesn't hurt anything. It gives a lot of momentum going to Matt Riddle, at least. But yeah, guys, let me check the live chat one more time, and then I got to get off because I'm tired. I did not hear about Enzo. I heard about Ellsworth, but I didn't hear about Enzo. Thanks for joining us, Mark. I'll see you tomorrow for my Survivor Series review. Yeah, what's with Enzo? Ellsworth apparently did send news to a 16-year-old, and Matt Hardy commented on it. Oh, geez. And Enzo got kicked off Delta Airlines for vaping. Wouldn't surprise me. Double backflip off the cage. That was a crazy move. So that Ricochet knows what he's doing. I thought he wanted to kill himself with that move. It was definitely risky, but it was sick as hell. He did get really high on that. And War Raiders are definitely super over. I had to watch last year's War Games match. Definitely, again, Killian Dane was the MVP of last year's War Games match for sure. But I think this year probably would be Ricochet, but I still kind of thought of both War Games match, Killian Dane's performance got the edge just a little bit more, in my opinion, but still awesome. But with that, guys, thank you guys for joining me in the live chat again, guys. I'm sorry we had that one weirdo apparently telling me I'm 30 or 40 years old and I still have a basketball hoop in my bedroom. Who cares? But I might get rid of it soon anyways because it's kind of pointless at this point. I don't know. But yeah, guys, again, I'll give it a C+. A+ scores for NXT TakeOver War Games 2. Awesome show. Great year for NXT TakeOvers. Looking forward to what 2019 brings, especially when we start with NXT TakeOver Phoenix, which might be in Chase Field, home of the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's the place where Royal Rumble is going to be. But I got to check out, guys. Again, I'm super tired. I worked 11 hours today. Fun gig. I got to work. Yeah, I'm going to check out, guys. Again, I'll see you guys tomorrow for my Survivor Series live review. Probably will not be doing any live reactions or anything. Not sure, because I'll be at my friend Daniel Guys' house, but he'll be doing some live reactions on his channel. But hopefully Survivor Series is at least a good show. I don't expect it to top off War Games, of course, but just hope for a good show tomorrow. So again, A+ for TakeOver War Games 2. What grade would you give TakeOver War Games 2? What was your favorite match tonight as well for TakeOver War Games 2? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And make sure to always click my like and subscribe for more content to come on my channel. And you also follow me on Twitter at DemandAirboy93. And with that, guys, I'm checking out. I'll see you guys all in 20 hours or so. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I'm checking out. I had a long day. I'll catch you guys later. You guys are all awesome. I'll see you guys next time in my Survivor Series review. Peace out.